Okay, hi everybody. Hope you're having a good spring break. It's a little chaotic over here. Three of the boys are home. They're running around out there, and this is actually take two because I was about halfway into this, and then my husband came in. So, starting over again. All right. This week, we are starting to look at assessments, okay? And we're going to be continuing with assessments for next week and the week after that, actually. Kind of getting a lot of information about that. But I wanted to show you something on the module here. So when you look at the week 2 module, you're going to see that I've got these what are called text headers. And so you can add text headers to your modules. Just like you would add a page or an assignment, you are not going to see the information or the words in the text header as you're clicking through the module. But when you're looking at it from the outside, this can help to organize the pages and activities that you have, so students know, what is going on and what you're focusing on. Okay, so what is something that we can talk about? Does this help you? Do you think that this is valuable or not really? Because you're just kind of going through the modules without looking at it. So there's 7 points, 8 questions. The last question is optional. If you do not answer it, then I'll give you a point for it anyway. But I will have to go into the quiz and manually update that. Okay. And then the discussion is here. So the goal here is to think about and discuss experiences that you've had with assessments, either as an instructor or as a student. Okay, then we get to our course design plan. And we're just going to continue on working on in our sandbox in the same way that we did for the first week. This time we're going to make an assessment plan. So I've got some important information, and we do talk about summative assessments. That's kind of what we're focusing on to define in the module. Next week, and especially the week after, we're really going to focus on formative assessments. So make sure that you understand what formative assessments are, just kind of the basics, and we'll get into more examples and more details later. You're going to be starting to think about one summative assessment. Okay. You don't need to have the whole thing fleshed out. You don't have to have all the description, but just answering these questions here. Okay. And then probably you're going to come back and revise some of this stuff, or you're definitely going to come back and add to it. And then your overall assessment plan. Okay, and again, this is something that we're just starting to think about. So in the coming weeks, you're probably going to come back and revise it. Okay. And then you're going to be building one assessment in your sandbox. And again, this is a draft that probably will be revised later. Okay. The last thing for the week is the reflection, and I would like you to think about online assessments versus face-to-face assessments. So by now you have completed at least a few online assessments as a student in this course, so you can think about that. I'm sure that you have completed many face-to-face assessments. You've given many face-to-face assessments in your class. Maybe you have even given online assessments to students, for example, during COVID, or other times that you've been teaching online, or even using Canvas in a face-to-face class to do assessments. Okay, so just kind of thinking about the differences and how we have to sort of reimagine and kind of tweak and alter our expectations when we're talking about online assessments. So that's what I would like you to focus on. And then that takes us to the end of the week. Okay, let me know if you have any questions, and I can't wait to see what you all say in the discussion. All right, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.